Hey guys, back for another video. I don't know what number it is, doesn't really matter. Hope you're all doing well. Got a stack of stuff to get through. Yeah, let's just keep it simple, get straight into it. This is a few stuff from that big haul I showed you in the last video, and a few recent arrivals, and some older stuff I hadn't shown previously. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. First up, Reid River. This is a record where the prices on this have gone up quite steeply ever since I've noticed, since you know how Light in the Attic put out the B-sides or the outtakes of this called The Other Side of the River, and yeah, ever since that came out, the prices on Discogs on this one have jumped up a lot, and I've been hoping to find it locally for probably over a year now. So I went on Discogs and I got an original German press gatefold for not cheap but not ridiculously expensive. So I bought that and that arrived, and then almost a few days later I went to that Deceased Estate thing and I found an original UK copy for $8. So I ended up having two copies of this, so I'm gonna gift a copy to someone that I know is after it. But anyway, this is the original UK pressing gatefold. I don't know how to describe this, it's just really beautiful. I mean, Reid is, the standard story everyone rolls out. He got asked to be the vocalist of Led Zeppelin, but he declined. I do really recommend listening to the WTF podcast interview with Maron, where he interviews Reid. That's really interesting. His accent when he speaks in real life does not match the voice you hear on here. This is absolutely gorgeous, psychedelic sort of, I don't know, songwriter. I don't know. Go watch one of Fred's videos where he talks about this, because he'll probably describe it so much better than me, but it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Reid River, I really love this record. The first time I heard it was when Fred talked about it a couple of years ago, and it didn't really click with me, but now I'm obsessed with it. It's absolutely amazing. Reid River. I may also pick up the Other Side of the River, which, as I mentioned before, is like the outtakes and the unreleased material, which is apparently really good. But anyway, we will see about that. Hope everyone's doing really well. Been watching a few videos lately. There's been some good stuff coming out. Sonic Mainline, I really enjoyed your last one, and Roger. And I've also been watching the Dr. Rhythm stuff. Headley. Headley mentioned in his video that he's going to make a video which is a map of country and country rock music and how it all ties in. I almost want to hold you to that, because I think that's a great idea, and I would learn a lot from that type of video, definitely. So please make that video, that'd be fantastic. Speaking of country rock music, I've been really getting into the Flying Burrito brothers lately after reading the book I was talking about in my previous video. This is a original Canadian pressing from 1975 on A&M. This is really cool. I can't get enough of this, and I can't get enough of Graham Parsons and all those related stuff. I sort of came to this through Stephen Still's stuff, through Chris Hillman. And yeah, this is magnificent. This is almost a masterpiece in sort of country and country rock, and that, the template it created. Talk about highlights on here. I don't know. Hippie Boy, the Hot Burrito 1 and 2. It's really great. Dark End of the Street, Christine's tune. Yeah, absolutely a magnificent record. I'm really happy to have this. It's quite expensive these days, but I did some trades and got a copy. The Gilded Palace of Sin by the Flying Burrito Brothers. I mean, in terms of artwork as well itself, it's just absolutely iconic. There's the label. I mean, look at that for a cover. They're wearing the nudie suits, but Graham Parsons has got a marijuana leaf embroidered into his. Yeah, it's just really, really cool, really iconic. Yeah, and my ears are really getting into this sort of country rock sound at the moment. and I'm really appreciating it. It's nice to be hearing something new, and nice and exciting to be appreciating something new. I mean, this is probably stuff, records that you all know. You know, these aren't anything completely, you know, obscure or anything like that. But yeah, this one's really cool. I really enjoy it. It's not as good or quite as good as Gilded Palace Descent, but it's really enjoyable. I mean, the track Lazy Days and the last track Wild Horses is really brilliant. I also quite like Man in the Fog. Yeah, this is still well worth a listen. It's still fantastic. I'm still really happy to have it. It's going to be like the worst cover ever though. What is that? It's a burrito with sequins on it. It's so terrible. Anyway, yeah, Burrito Deluxe, Flying Burrito Brothers, and sort of more along that vein, I suppose. Something I picked up very recently. This is the 2013 reissue on Phoenix Records of Relatively Clean Rivers. This was originally, I think it came out in 73, 76. This was originally like a private press record. It's sort of, yeah, like country rock, slightly psychedelic, bits of like Eastern influences in there. It kind of reminds me of bits of the Grateful Dead, without the vocals, and less jammy, I suppose. Yeah, it's bloody awesome. I really recommend this. Apparently this is unofficial, an official release, but it sounds brilliant. I mean, they've done this in this really nice gatefold, and there's all the lyrics in here, and in the back, you know. I imagine the original wasn't a gatefold, but there's all the information in here. Yeah, please check this out. I really like this. This is exactly, this sort of describes, I don't really know much about this sort of stuff, but if you can recommend something similar to this, please do, because yeah, this at the moment embodies, there's a cross between typifies and embodifies what I'm into at the moment. Yeah, Relatively Clean Rivers, please check it out. Where do we go from here? Since I mentioned the Grateful Dead, I picked up this. This is a record I've been wanting for a long time. Way before I even knew about the Grateful Dead. Yeah, Hardwares and Jerry Garcia. I knew about this because Tony Amura, Tony Fartboys at 79, is his YouTube channel, showed this a long time ago, and the cover just really grabbed my imagination. This is a jazz rock record, kind of psychedelic. Obviously features Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead and Howard Bales, who has that private press, I suppose it's like a jazz funk record. Yeah, this is absolutely killer. Just explosive playing. Yeah, check out South Side Strut, that's an absolute banger. Yeah, original US pressing. I happened to walk into a store, and this never happens, and find this just sitting there for a really decent price, and absolutely, the record's in great shape. So there you go, that's that. Where to next? Chris Bell and the Cosmos. This is not the Four Men with Beards reissue from about 4 or 5 years ago. This is the 2017 anthology reissue. Yeah, we all know about Four Men with Beards. Their quality can be questionable. As you can see, Return of the Classic. This is really great. It hasn't really sunk into me 100% yet. I mean, I do know, obviously the title track is fantastic. Great cover art, apart from the font choice. I don't know what that's all about. Isn't that like Papyrus or something, like the Windows font? Yeah, inner sleeve, and it comes on clear, whatever it's called, translucent vinyl. So it sounds really good. I think this has been remastered too. Yeah, definitely really great singer-songwriter. If anyone doesn't know, Big Star, Chris Bell was in Big Star before he split off and did his own thing. Recommended. Okay, we'll do these next two records. The Specials debut album. I bought a copy of this it would have been about 7 years ago when I was in Europe. I managed to get a copy of this while I was in Scotland for would have been $1, and that was the original two-tone pressing. And I got it home and it was absolutely trashed, scratched, everything like that. It was unplayable. I thought it would clean up. So I got rid of it, and ever since then in the back of my mind I've been wanting to get a original UK copy to replace it, and this finally came up online for a decent price. I was really happy to grab this. This is original pressing on two-tone. Yeah, I've since, this was the only Specials record I knew for years, and then I recently got it back into the later stuff and the related stuff. It's an original UK pressing, but it came from Japan, so there's a Japanese insert, but everything else points to it being the UK press. I mean, look at that. As a graphic designer, I absolutely love the two-tone label. I mean, the design. So yeah, the Specials debut record, obviously produced by none other than Elvis Costello. Amazing fusion of rock sounds and reggae sounds, groundbreaking, and yeah, iconic cover, iconic record. Super stoked to get that. And then along with that I grabbed the Specials Ghost Town. Amazing song. The sound on this record is just so unlike anything else. It's great, and that cover art is iconic. It's beautiful. Yeah, just stare at that. Yeah, I'm really happy to have this. I'm not feeling very descriptive today, but yeah, Ghost Town. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't get Ghost Town any other way on vinyl apart from on here as a single release. Some more 70s rock. Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. A record that I've known about for ages and I've never picked up. I've always seen it. It's always been quite pricey when I've seen it. This is a Japanese pressing. This is what can I say? This is Neil Young's second record, and this is his first record with Crazy Horse as a backing band. His first record he did with Jack Nisht, the pronunciation, and it was like a country soft rock, but had this. It was very like complicated and layered. This is like absolutely ragged and almost like garage bandish to it. These guys are really rocking out. It's a great recording. Yeah, what can you say? Cowgirl in the Sand, Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, Down by the River is a masterpiece. But yeah, lots of longer songs on here, which reflects the nature of I guess it's been. Yeah, you all know this record. I don't really talk about this record. This was. I don't need to sell it to you. You know how great this record is. There you go. Cool gatefold. Of course, Danny Whitten on here, which he ended up really getting into drugs and passing away after Neil Young sent him away. Yeah. Anyway, another one. I got this for $1, and it was sealed. I like this record. What I do love is the artwork. I think the artwork is absolutely phenomenal. I might look into actually peeling off that sticker. This is Neil Young doing synth-pop. But I mean, if you don't think of it as a Neil Young record, it's really interesting. I mean, the track Like an Inca is amazing. You know, it's one of my favorite. It could be one of my favorite Neil Young tracks. Probably not. I mean, it's definitely up there. But yeah, this is like a Neil Young synth pop. It kind of works. It works a lot more than I thought it would. I think a lot of people just reacted negatively because it was so different and probably not what they wanted. But yeah, to take a risk on $1, I'm Geffen. This is absolutely worth it, and I really enjoy this. It's definitely going to be staying. Just look at that artwork. I think it's so cool. I remember seeing this record in probably about 8 or 9 years ago, back when I was living in New Zealand before I moved to Melbourne, and the cover always got my attention. But you know, I'd always read that the music was terrible, but I was feeling risky with $1, and yeah. I don't know where the camera is. There we go. Trans, Neil Young, 1982, I think. Okay, so these ones are all related. I'll try and pump through them all. Thank you to Fred, who has influenced me to pick up this record here, Songs for Beginners. this is beautiful. Yeah, just a really beautiful. Songs for the Beginners is quite like an apt title because the songs are very simple singer-songwriter type things. Graham Nash obviously was in the Hollies, who I think blew up in the UK, and then he didn't really like the success of the Hollies and he moved over to join Crosby. I think he hooked up with David Crosby and they formed Crosby, Stills and Nash. Yeah, I mean, it's the first track, Military Madness, singing about Blackpool. I don't know. Sleep Song is beautiful. You know, some of these songs are almost not ballads, but they're definitely sort of just absolutely singer-songwriter. I don't know. I really recommend this, and you can get it really cheap. Songs for Beginners. I think Fred said this was like an underrated classic or obscure classic or something in one of his videos. I can't remember, but yeah, I really rate this record. I won't talk about this for too long. David Crosby, the massive coke head. What? If only I could remember my name. If only I could remember where I put my cocaine or something. This is, yeah. I was reading an article about how much cocaine that he used to take. Like, some of the stories is insane that he's still alive. I think he actually got a completely new liver or something at some point. Liver transplant. Anyway, this is wonderful. I'm really late to these sort of records. I've said before, but I went from like the classic rock stuff to punk to post-punk into jazz and then into weird electronic stuff. And then I sort of skipped a lot of these sort of rock records. And in the past sort of year, I've been coming back around to them. Shame on me. But anyway, I love this record. Now, this is a psychedelic folk rock record, an absolute masterpiece. I can't believe I haven't appreciated it for so long, really. Okay. Yeah, as I mentioned before, this is Crosby, Stills and Nash, their first record. Yeah, you all know this too. Oh, there's the record inside. I think it's in a original US pressing. You can get this for a few dollars. You know, you can probably get it for $1 around. I really love this photograph in here. I love the light in the shot. Yeah, very cool. I feel like Graham Nash looks a little bit like Ryan Adams, or he reminds me a little bit of Ryan Adams in this photograph. Yeah, there's some great tracks on here. I don't need to talk about them too much. All right, two more. I'll be quick. Stephen Stills, Riding a Horse, and Sitting with a Giraffe in the Snow. I knew the track Love the One With You're With because it was used on like it was either an ad for margarine or an ad for like banking and life insurance when I was a kid, and it was always on TV. So I knew that song inside out. The rest of it I didn't know, but you know, check out the track Black Queen. Check out the track, I don't know. Just check it out. You know this record. I don't understand anything else. Yeah, another absolutely masterpiece. This is a 2 LP set. This could be my favourite Stephen Stills. I mean, the track on here, The Treasure, is amazing. Yeah. Chris Hillman of the Flying Burrito Brothers is in this one. I mean, it's all about those musicians who are around the California scene around that time, and a lot of people played on other people's records. Yeah, it's just a opus of, it goes from, you know, country rock to 70s rock and synthesizer stuff, and yeah, it's all in here. Like, it's just a classic. It's just, oh, it's timeless. Big 70s records. Yeah, Manassas. I recommend this too. So there you go. Nothing mind-blowing. Nothing you're not going to know about. But that's where I'm at. I'm really enjoying hearing these records. Yeah, I've still got more to show. Yeah, hope you're all doing well. Nice to be back behind the camera. Thanks for subscribing. I think I got a few new subscribers, which is nice. Yeah, I'll stop talking now because I never really know how to end these vinyl videos. It's sort of like, I don't know, I get to the end. I notice other people don't either. It's sort of like you sort of go blah, 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 and you just say bye for a few minutes. and then you just sort of trail off and it ends, you know, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So I think I'll just leave it there and cut it. See you guys.